So, greetings. I am with Kishore Kumar K. You're the CEO of SigLoch. So, first and foremost, welcome. Interesting trivia about Kishore Kumar is he's born in Thiruvananthapuram. He studied in Thiruvananthapuram. He worked in Thiruvananthapuram. And very recently, you've built a factory, which is the SigLoch new factory. So, before we come to, the conversation about PAMEX and the machine you're installed here and you're showcasing, a few words about the factory in Thiruvananthapuram and what's been the journey like.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me over here for this. So basically, we have now put up a dedicated factory for the SigLoch business.
Correct.
So SigLoch business is basically for the digital market.
Right.
So we are building machines for the digital print industry.
Got it.
So we are making a smaller binder, so which can be used in a photostat kind of environment where the machine is very compact, fast turnaround time, less power, and all. So that was one option we have in bookbinding.
Right.
Also, now we have entered into any shape cutter.
Yeah.
So which now I feel that is an integral part of any digital print.
True.
Because other than the books, now people are more creative in going in for different type of like wedding cards, danglers,
gifting options, boxes,
boxes, customize the boxes, return gifts.
Yes.
A lot of activities are there.
Sure.
So we entered into manufacturing of any shape cutters.
Right.
And these two lines. So one is the smaller binding machine.
Got it.
And second is the any shape cutter. So these two machines are now dedicatedly manufactured in a facility in Trivandrum.
Sure.
So we started operations around 2 months back.
Okay.
So that
would
plant
be
is
November of 2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is November end.
Right.
So we started on 24th, I think.
Nice.
24th of November.
Yeah.
So, and that plant is actually fully environment friendly.
Okay.
So we generate our own power for the entire plant.
Nice.
So we have a solar power of 30 kilowatt. Then we have our own rain harvesting for recycling of the water.
Sure.
So it is a 100% environmentally friendly facility.
Got it.
And one unique thing about this plant is that we have majority of the girls working in that in all the area, even including the assembly, quality control, stores, purchase, planning, everything. If you see, we have the girls, even including the design department.
Wonderful.
When we have people in the design department.
Yeah.
And we also have a dedicated design put up in the new factory.
Okay.
Taking care of the any shape cutter and for the smaller
so when
binders.
You say design, you mean the blueprints, the overall sort of architecture of the machine,
yes.
Right.
We actually take a lot of feedback from the existing customers.
Got it.
And the new customers to understand their requirements and how best we can incorporate on our machines.
Understood.
So we take this feedback, and based on the feedback, we work on our machine. And wherever request, we started even from the scratch.
Got it.
So we go to the scratch.
Right.
We do it from there.
Start. Yeah. So just a quick follow-up question. I've been to the Bindwel factories in Pina, which is in Bangalore.
Correct.
And obviously there is a particular template which Bindwel operates.
Yeah.
Curious to know, because this sounds slightly different from what the team at Bangalore and Pina are doing. So if you can touch upon that what is the sort of emphasis on design, what is the emphasis on engineering, and what is the emphasis on shop floor? Because obviously the template is slightly different.
Yeah. First of all, we have a very young average age is very less in our new plant.
Okay.
So it's more or like being in what you say. Environment is entirely different. More freedom.
Okay.
More freedom. They are free to do all these things.
We are not lots of what, millennials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lot of millennials are there.
Yeah. Interesting.
And even design also, we there is no much of a hierarchy inside the factory.
Got it.
We all work together. We work along with them in the shop floor. We work along with them in the design department and all. So we have an entirely different environment to work on that.
Right.
And when it comes to the design, yes, first of all, they are all millennials, so they come up with a lot of different ideas kind of thing. Because they get more, not like our early days. Now they look at a lot of different videos in YouTube, Instagram and all. So they are more exposed to a lot of newer things.
Technology.
More technology
applications
than what we used to.
Makes sense.
So that helps us in coming with newer ideas. So their inputs are very good.
Very welcome. Yeah. So is that to some extent how the, let me get this right, XC Cut Pro Extend was born?
Yes.
In terms of inputs from your young team,
Yes,
etc.
yes,
right.
yes.
So if you can
Because
trace that journey, when did the idea get seeded, and how long development? And
so we started selling XG Cut last more than a year now.
Okay.
So our team, including our design team, we used to send to meet the customers and try to get a feedback so that they get a real feel. Okay.
Right.
So they have developed a machine, gone to the market. What is the customer expectation? Whether it is matching their customer expectation or not.
Right.
Or they need something more. So we had sent them to these customer places, collected the information back. We also debated with them, asked for what is the requirement, whether if they get something new, whether it will be useful for them or what is their expectation and all. Then we found out is that even though the digital process has improved a lot in the time being, not much activities has happened on the post press, that is on the
embellishment side.
Finishing side.
Got it.
So a lot of people were asking whether you have a bigger machine and all. So we were asking them, okay, what is the requirement of a bigger machine? What do you feel? Because you don't have a bigger printing machine. So why you are asking for a bigger machines? So in the digital process, they also get some outsourced jobs.
Correct.
So maybe a printer or somebody is making some sample boxes or something where the sizes are bigger.
Sure.
So they need only a mock-up kind of a thing. So they were looking for a machine which can accommodate that also.
Right.
So then only our team has come up with a unique idea. Okay, why not we give a machine where the majority of the jobs are for the digital existing machine, but they should be able to do a bigger size machine also if a requirement arises.
Sure. So definition, just for the benefit of our viewers, definition for the machine that I saw at the SigLoch stand would be what, 640 into 400 mm?
No, the basic machine is 600 by 400.
Okay.
And on the extend machine, we can do 600 by 900.
Okay.
Which is same as the double the machine.
Got it.
Or A1.
A1. Right. A1. Right. So interesting. And I know we have jumped the sort of thing and gone much ahead in terms of conceptualization. But again, what is the machine do? It's basically what I saw is it's a digital flatbed cutter for large format jobs, right?
Yeah.
So again, the target group is who? Compact print bureaus, digital print shops, and who else? Design firms?
It is basically a digital print shops.
Okay.
Because if you start interacting with the current design digital printers,
right.
So 50% of their jobs are not related to books or anything like leaflet kind of thing. So they do a lot of jobs like wedding cards, display boards, kind of a thing.
So or things like this which you've
these are something uniquely made on our machine.
Yes.
So these are something like, okay, you have a you have a meeting. Or you have a
convention where you can
kind of anything
200 pieces, 100
yes,
pieces.
200 pieces. You can have a highly customized thing, even individually also. Because you have a digital printer, so you can do that customization.
Sure.
And our machine will help into giving an output like this. So where it can be given.
Also, I want to understand the thinking behind, obviously there is a board that works and there is a think tank in the Bindwel group that, traditionally basically putting books together. And then this leap of faith into digital flatbed cutters. Why? I mean, what was the rationale behind it and how easy was it to make that shift, because this is almost a new vertical, different sales capabilities, etc.
Yeah, if you see the culture of our Bindwel itself, the freedom of people to work is very high. So we can come up with our own idea, we can give it to the board. They will also review it.
Right.
But definitely we have a very big freedom to work in our space.
Right.
So when we started giving our single clamp machines to the digital customers, so we have around 200 installations in the digital market alone for our perfect binding machines. So when we go and meet them, then we get more feedback. So what type of machines they are looking into, what are their limitations. So that inspired us to come into the any shape cutter.
And what has been the response for the smaller format XC cut?
Yes, it was good. It is good.
So good number of installations.
Yes. We have good number of installation. And each market is used for a different application. We have machines in Jodhpur. Majority is used for the wedding card market.
Right.
So if you go to Calcutta, they are more into some packaging kind of sampling in packaging.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So each area is different.
Of course, yeah. So, two things. I took a small demo at the stall before this interview. So there were two things that interested me. One was something known as intelligent extended table.
Correct.
You showed that. So if you can spotlight that. And the second thing which was interesting and I didn't sort of fully grasp was two-step workflow. So if you can just throw some light on what are these two things and what do they in terms of the end product.
Okay. So basically the extend machine is that on a smaller format machine we can do a bigger job.
Right.
Okay. So we have made a software in such a way that whenever the job is placed on the machine,
sure,
we have a QR code, it scans it.
Understood.
So once it is scanned, then it knows that whether it is smaller job or bigger job. So if it is a bigger job, it picks up the job from the feeder, puts on the table, and it only cuts on the area on the first set.
Nice.
Okay, so that is it. Then the job is indexed forward, and the workflow is continued. So that is why it is told as two-step.
Understood.
But it is designed in such a way that you will not find any overlap or any difference in the job. So it looks like it has been done in a single shot itself.
Got it.
That is a fine tuning we have done on that.
Nice. How long does this take? Machine development, tweaking it?
So it took us around 6 months time.
Sure.
Months time.
And then you do the beta trials.
So we are running this machine in our factory for more than 2 months now before doing the fine tuning and introducing onto the market.
Sure. All right.
We have even taken to the customer place, done some demo
of
trials.
Course, because materials change, substrates, working conditions are in India kind of. So again, what interested me is that it's also a very durable machine. So, and I'm obviously comparing it with some of your Chinese counterparts. So, because the problems we face typically with Chinese machines are, things like full cut, kiss cut, creasing, etc. So again, want to understand that obviously in any of these flatbed machines, the tooling is the key. So what is the tooling that you've gone for in terms of the engineering, the metallurgy, and the kind of dies that you've used, and obviously the run length of these things?
So basically, if you see, we are into machine building for the almost past 30 years. So
That's true.
We have an experience in the basic engineering and the metallurgy what we use. We used to have a division who do the aerospace division, where they used to make parts for the rockets and all. So we worked in different type of material. So we have some background knowledge about different grade of material, why it is used for and all.
Right.
So keeping all this in mind only, we have developed in the Exicut machines.
Right.
And when you are choosing the tooling and all, so we kept in mind that what is the combination we want. So if you see the extend machine, we have 5 tools which can be done without making any changes in setting.
Okay.
So the machine can, on the same job, assume, that possibility is less, but still if you assume, on same job, we can do a sticker cutting, half cut. We can do a full cut. We can do creasing.
Right.
We can do V-grooving. And we can do an oscillating knife.
Nice.
All in one job.
Nice.
So the idea is that at the customer end where they are doing short run kind of a thing, they can get different type of jobs. You cannot expect that they are ruling only for the full cut. There's some other jobs maybe for V-grooving, something else. So for any job changeover, they don't have to work around in any of the tools. So once the tool is set, it is there for all variety of the jobs.
Makes sense.
That is how it is there.
So is that where the main wear and tear is and the fulcrum of the machine?
Only the consumable kind of thing or wear part is the blades.
Right.
But we have chosen the blade angle, blades, and also at least you will get around for a typical digital print sheet 13/19 on an average, you should get somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000 sheets of cutting.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So 2 things which are interesting. One is this association with the aerospace that you mentioned. And I think if I'm permitted to share, you yourself have an engineering orientation in that. And I think the first time I met you was in the Thiruvananthapuram factory, and there was that design center and this long cubicle which was, I think, for a ISRO rocket or something. So again, it's a thing which our industry should take greater pride in. If you can touch upon what that project was and what was your part in that.
So basically, I came from a aviation background.
Right.
So I'm a degree holder in avionics.
Right.
So basically aviation electronics.
Right.
So
And again from Thiruvananthapuram.
yeah, again from Thiruvananthapuram only.
Right.
So when I joined my company, so we had we had to invest on machineries. It's not like currently. So
Of course.
earlier days, if you want to get some precision jobs to be manufactured, you should
to go
have
for
your own
CNC,
facility and all.
Yeah.
So we invested on CNC machines and all.
Right.
So to upgrade our knowledge, we had tied up with ISRO.
Nice.
So and started doing the ISRO jobs.
Sure.
So we get more or less like a high-end free training
Yep.
from the ISRO side
Yep.
for making precision parts
Clever.
on different material.
Yeah.
Because we had even done machining in magnesium. So where you cannot use any coolant because once the water comes in contact with magnesium, it burns out.
Sure.
So we are done in very exotic material like magnesium, special grade of titanium, special grades of aluminium and all. So that exposure we had. The contents you are telling about is that we were the one to develop a wind tunnel model.
Okay.
For a GSLV Mark III.
Nice.
So it is a 1:60 ratio of the actual rocket.
This is before the Chandrayaan.
Yeah, it is before the Chandrayaan.
Yeah.
So that is the shape.
Yeah.
What is the profile of the rocket?
Got it.
So it should be so precise because this is the one which they put it in the wind tunnel, do the wind tunnel testing and do the aerodynamics.
Yep. Right.
So even though it is a smaller 1:60 scale, it is a very precise thing.
Yeah.
So which took us around 1.5 years to get it manufactured.
Yeah.
So it is very
Understood. Yeah. So we all use this cliche, it's not rocket science. You guys have literally,
yes,
it is
yes,
rocket science
yes,
with you
it is
guys.
rocket
Yeah.
science,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to give a big hand to ISRO. They helped us in achieving all these things.
Got it.
All these
Got
things.
it. So
their
the trick in
expertise
this,
were given.
Trick in this is what? Metallurgy or just playing with structures? What is the trick?
No, it's basically a metallurgy and how to process that.
Right.
So the basic, the concept, design of the rocket, everything is done by the ISRO.
Sure.
So
Sure.
to achieve that level of accuracy in that profile, even though it looks very small, it has got a very unique profile. It is not a cylinder.
Understood.
So,
yeah.
So
again, it's interesting because, we would imagine, space travel or whatever to be so complicated and such a, difficult proposition, and to be able to bring some of that engineering and some of that science to actually something like the egg cut.
Ultimately, if you see any development, if you see,
right,
it all happens. Okay, I don't know how we can predict it. For example, war happens.
Yeah.
So we, government and everybody try to develop lot of things to survive on that war.
Right.
So that technology is later used on
transferred to consumer goods. Absolutely.
So like space is one like that.
Of course,
so if you see a lot of things, now we are talking about hydrogen, fossil fuel and all.
Correct.
So ultimately ISRO has developed something like that for their satellite application.
Understood. And all. So there might be a time we'll probably have machines running like that. Yeah. So coming back to XZ-Cut Pro Extend, so two things. One is what you've spoken about, the compact footprint.
Correct.
The other interesting thing I saw, because a lot of work being done for signage, cutouts, Spider-Mans and all that.
Yeah.
What is the substrate play that I have and what kind of substrates can I...
Actually, we can do a lot of thing in different substrate.
Okay.
So we have done in form board. So
if
we can show something like this.
Nice. Yeah.
So something like this.
Right.
So this is done on a 6 mm form board. So where it is being cut.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it is done on extent.
Right.
Because it is more than 600 size.
Right.
It is done on that particular machine.
Got it.
So one is that. Then other than that, you can do in different type of material like leather.
Okay.
We can cut on leather.
Right.
You can cut on cork sheets. You can do on the thicker plastics, like you see the ID card and all.
Correct. Correct.
So thicker plastics we can run on that. So anything which can be cut can be done on our machine.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So typically anybody with a small bizub or a small sort of image press or whatever can just add one of these machines along with
yes, definitely.
Right.
Because these are something which give value addition to them, no?
Right.
So printing anybody can do it.
Yes.
But if you have an idea to make because I saw a unique wedding guard done in our machine.
Okay.
So you have a wedding guard, you have a groom and a bride there.
Right.
So you pull onto the side. the bride will come near to the groom.
Ah.
Okay. Then you have an opening on the side where you have the
Sweet.
invitation and all.
Right.
So these are some unique things which you can
Got it.
get it done on that.
So in our time, to a large extent, printing we used to say is x-axis, y-axis.
Yeah.
Now it's z-axis.
Yes.
Lot of z-axis.
Lot of
right,
z-axis.
So again, in terms of revenue generators, you of course showed us the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There's also that little house that you've created.
Yes.
Yeah. So what
So
are the other things? I mean, mock-ups, rigid box,
Yes.
packaging prototypes, samples,
Yes. Samples.
and signage.
Yeah.
And what is this?
So this is basically a house made on this. It's around 300 years in paper,
Right.
printed and more. So
Got it.
Yeah, it just we have just glued it to get to the shape.
Nice.
So like this, we can do a lot of what you say mock-up of your product.
Yes.
So on a smaller scale,
Correct.
which
correct.
can be made
Tied
and given,
and
yes,
trusted,
yes,
yeah,
given
makes
to
sense.
the customer like that.
Yeah. So in a way, the sky is the limit, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
once you know broadly, then it's just a
Yes,
question of
yes.
creation,
Yeah.
in that sense. Yeah.
The limitation is with the creativity. How good you are at creative, you can come up with a lot of unique things.
Yeah.
Lot of
yeah,
unique things.
Right. So targets for 2026. I mean, obviously, PAMEX is a great platform to
Yeah.
announce the XE,
Yes,
extend,
yes,
etc.
yes.
But what are your targets, and how many machines can you turn around in the factory in Thiruvananthapuram per month, etc.?
So we have a capacity to make around 20 machines a month
Okay.
of a mix of the single
That-
clamps and the
A combination.
any shape machines.
Hmm.
So currently we are targeting to make somewhere around 4 machines every month
Okay.
for the execute machines.
Right. So at least about a dozen will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
in on the shop floor across
Yes.
the country. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Currently we on the shop floor we have around 10 machines of execute machines
Okay.
on the assembly line,
Right.
and we have around 20 machines of single clamp machines in the
Of
assembly
course.
line.
Yeah.
assembly
yeah.
line.
That's been a good success
Yeah.
story. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. And again, one of the questions that we keep getting asked by a lot of people is obviously this looks great, the machine runs well.
Yeah.
Things like tech support and spare parts, because I mean, especially as you mentioned, the toolings.
Yeah, actually, okay, even if you see for the Bindwel, we have a very dedicated service
Yes.
team all
Yeah.
over India.
Yeah.
The same people are already trained in the execute machines also.
Right.
So we have people in around 20 places.
Sure.
So any service call anywhere in India, we can do it overnight.
Got it. Got it.
All right.
And-
And whatever spares we feel like the consumable kind of thing, which is being already kept in our branch offices. So you will
Yeah.
get it in a very short notice.
True.
In a day's time.
In fact, that's been one of the strengths of Bindwel.
Yeah.
Bindwel, Pratham, to make sure spare parts are available
Yes.
and tech support,
Yeah.
for the
So
end
being a manufacturer, we can afford to have space.
Yep. All right. And is there like a framework in terms of ROI for machine? I mean, because that's again the kind of lingo customers want to know, that when will I make my money on this? It is a capital cost for them. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. For the extent, actually, we are getting it prepared only. So,
Sure.
currently, I don't have it for that.
Fair enough. You don't have the formula. And just one final question, Kishore. Two more things which I picked up from the demo. One
Yeah.
was something called dongle-free open software,
Correct.
and the second is easy reverse creasing. So if you
Yes.
can again demystify
so
what these two were.
Basically, if you see the other machines, so the software they have protected using a dongle.
Right.
So you can install only in one machine.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have two people working on two projects,
Right.
so only one can communicate with the machine.
Clever.
So that is the one limitation of having a dongle. Second limitation is if something goes wrong with the dongle, then you are stuck. You are not able to operate the machine. You go back to the manufacturer. They will be charging again for a license kind of a thing.
Sure.
You buy the license, then only you will get the dongle. In our case, actually our machine is a dongle-free machine. You can use the software in multiple computers.
Sure.
So you have 2-3 designers. So they can do on all the 3 machines software independently.
Right.
And once that job is over, they can push it. It's something like a printer.
Nice.
So you have a printer as a common in your office. You have 2-3 people working on it. You can do it.
Right.
So that is an advantage what we have in our machine, being a dongle-free machine.
Right.
So that is one.
Right.
And
Easy reverse creasing.
Yeah. Second point is that we have a unique facility. So where you want to have a reverse creasing. So you can just switch on, select on the software. Okay, this creasing we want reverse crease. So it will do the one side operation. Then you can flip the paper and you can just select reverse creasing. It will again do the rescanning and do the reverse creasing. So that will be easy for you to fold.
Sure.
So that feature is also unique to us.
Got it. Got it. Understood. Well explained.
Yeah.
What next for Kishore Kumar?
So come up with something more compact,
Sure.
kind of a thing.
Yeah. So small is beautiful, easy to use, easy to manage.
Yes.
Right. And again, one of the interesting things, and this is the last question, and then I know you're a busy man, so I'll let you go to the stall again. But one of the interesting things about Bindwel is, obviously it being the kind of individuals that have come together to, create the things, be it Stelda, be it Bindwel, be it SigLoch. And two things emerge for me is one is this ability to think Indian in terms of coming up with solutions. The other is also this sort of background of science that some of you all have. And you yourself have an interesting background which goes back to your father in terms of the Science Museum. So before I let you go, if you can just share a little bit of that history, that legacy.
Basically, my father was an assistant director in Science and Technological Museum in Trivandrum.
Right.
So his responsibility was to set up exhibits for the museum.
Okay.
And also he was actively involved in the installation of the planetarium. So we have a planetarium in Trivandrum. So he was responsible and he was overseeing the implementation of the planetarium. So he has done a lot of unique projects like how the atom works. So lot of things related to electrical. Okay.
Right.
So something like that, you measure the resistance of your hand. Based on that, you can get some outputs. So a lot of projects were done on the magnetic field and all. So he has got a taste for that. And we entered into manufacturing of these bookbinding machines.
Yeah, this was
we started
earlier.
So we started in 89. So it started at our home.
Correct.
So since it was made at our home,
right,
we were involved at that stage itself.
So you were in school.
Yeah, I was in school.
Wow.
So practically,
so you were actually making the books that you were studying.
Yes.
Lovely.
No, that is good. No, so you can distribute about the friends. You are proud of it. What we give is made in our machine.
That's true.
So we are actively involved in this activity starting from 15 years of my age.
Right.
So I have.
Fantastic. It's actually a fantastic journey, from 89 onwards.
Yes.
And I think two words that stand out for me whenever I see a Bindwel concept is scientific temper in that sense.
And at that time, we were more, at the younger age, we were more into procurement, going to the vendor, meeting with them. So that also helped us to study
the habit of the industry.
Habit of the industry, how it is being made.
Correct.
So when we do the development, what all things we have to keep it in mind so that it can be manufactured.
Sure.
That has helped us a lot.
Of course, because everything is not P&L and Excel sheet, right? It's nitty-gritties and nuts and bolts. How to make it and how to make it work.
Yes.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Kishore.
Thank you very much.
You've been very patient and answered all my questions.
Yes,
Genuinely appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Over and out. That was Kishore K. Kumar. He is CEO of SigLoch and from Bindwel Group. To catch more such big interviews, please look at the link below and catch up with the other big interviews that we'll be conducting during PAMEX. Thank you.